Hi everybody, this is Mike the Gamer Guy, and I'm coming at you live right now on the 11th of August. Uh, this is a really impromptu stream that I just felt so compelled to do. I had to, put down what I was doing and stream because I just encountered this thing and it screamed out to me as just something that would fit my tastes very well. So, what are we doing tonight? We're doing Mother 2.1 Relocalized. And why did I decide to do this? Well, it's twofold, really. First of all, I'm a huge fan of EarthBound, as I think is well known at this point. But um, first of all, I saw this translation go up on romhacking.net earlier today. I didn't really pay much attention to it, but those of you who have been watching for a while and know me, there's nothing I love more than the sort of diluted creative type, the Tommy Wiseaus of the world and so on, people who think that they're much smarter than everybody else, but then they maybe create something unintentionally very funny. That being said, this isn't to like lambast whoever created this, but I do want to just read the description on roundhacking.net. It says, "Have you ever heard endless praise for Nintendo's bizarre RPG EarthBound and then tried it, only to be disappointed by an experience that felt overly pretentious, narcissistic, and just plain badly translated? Well, brother, this is the hack for you. Mother 2.1 aims to punch up EarthBound script and give a little more kick to the weaker jokes, clean out all this smarmy smugness left behind by the game's creator, and generally make the narrative feel a little more cohesive and less like an overly glorified movie director writing a bad fanfiction about himself in video game form. Does it succeed? Well, you can be the judge of that. There's only so much that can be done with what's been given here. Still, perhaps you'll enjoy some of the little tweaks that have been placed here and there. Or maybe you'll just be morally outraged at the audacity it takes to alter Shigesato Itoi's timeless masterpiece as though it were some mere lowly 16-bit toy. Either way, I'll be amused. Go for it." So, obviously, there's just the irony there of this retranslator guy uh, saying, Itoy is like a smarmy, smug, pretentious dude. But it's just bizarre. I've never really heard Earthbound described in that way before, but it's definitely audacious. He's got that much right. So let's see how he does. How he does with it. It's definitely going to be kind of hard. To me, it seems like taking, I don't know, like 2001: A Space Odyssey or something, and like re-editing it, and like I'm gonna remove all the pretentiousness from this seminal work. I don't know. I think maybe. Oh, they changed Pooh's name, and Keen's regular name is Runt now, I guess. Did they change Pooh's name in Pi? I'm gonna capitalize that. Well, no, doesn't matter. Smash. Okay, so they made some alterations here. They changed Pooh's name, which I guess there's something wrong with it originally that made him feel uncomfortable. Um, they changed from Steak to Pie. Keen's name is now Runt by default, and special move is Smash. Some interesting choices here. Hey, 8-Bit Kiwi. Welcome to the stream. So already we're ripping away the pretentiousness of Itoy to include steak in there. I'm trying to remember now actually what the original Japanese was for the move, your special move. It might have been Rockin' or something like that. I didn't think it was Smash. Maybe. Now this is a retranslation, I guess, but I wonder how much of it is actually retranslated, or if it's like, oh, I didn't really like this joke or this line, so I'm redoing it. I guess it's a relocalization, which is not necessarily translation. I know translation is part of localization, but this is something else. Specifically a relocalization. So I guess this isn't about accuracy to the script as much as it is about making it more enjoyable to us Westerners. Hey bro, did the sound wake you up? Were you freaked out? Well, that's identical. I wonder how much has been changed. I hope a lot. What was that noise? Ness, you don't seem scared. Are you nuts? Now you want to go check it out. Oh fine, you'll sneak out of your room anyway, even if I asked you not to. At least change out of your jammies before you go. Might have been like a slight alteration there. It is interesting that they call it Mother 2.1, even though they keep like all the EarthBound stuff. Sleep at night. Aren't you asleep? I think a meteorite landed nearby. I'll be the first to see it. Okay. Or maybe I'll just stay here and walk in place. Such is the life of an NPC. Oh, okay. That's what we're doing, huh? Is like a meta commentary on EarthBound. Okay, so the funny thing about this guy saying he wants to get to the meteorite first is that he is walking in place, and as the person playing the game, we can kind of we realize that. You know what I mean? We don't need this guy to say, "Hey, I want to be the first to get there, and look at me, I am not getting there." Isn't that funny? That is how video games are. This is like like Michael Bay presents EarthBound. It's like for the lowest common denominator. And like I don't usually talk to everyone in EarthBound because it's one of my favorite games and I've played through it many times. So I've kind of read all the text before, especially my first like couple times going through it. So I usually don't on my recent playthroughs. This is making me re-examine the text though. Exactly. Oh, is he girl? I can work out. Oops. Oh. See, this all looks identical. Hmm. Well, that's certainly different. Uh, I wonder if maybe this is a meta thing in and of itself, because that line is so dumb that uh, only someone who's self-aware and is like could have written it. um, like maybe they realize how stupid the idea of like trying to go back and rewrite like a classic work like this is. I don't know. There's a lot of questions going on. Hey, you're that psychic kid, right? Will you do something about Porky? Okay, so that's he's driving me nuts. Are you two friends? This. I'm so sorry to hear that. You poor child. Quit shoving. So they changed rubbernecking to shoving. Bizarre change. Just like very minor things that make it worse. Like this. So in the original in the original version, the joke is that he says this over and over again, and then on the last line he messes it up. He's like, "Clear out, get out of way of," or something like that. Here they forego that entirely. He just tells me to scram. This is really bizarre. Is it a joke? This deserves like a video essay maybe. It's shocking. I don't know which is worse. I think the NPC saying, "Oh, I'm an NPC and I'm walking in place." Get it? That might be the worst one so far. Talk to these guys. See, but that last one seemed like sincere. That last line from the cop. It seemed like a sincere attempt to rewrite it to be more funny. I mean, it's fine. I don't know if Earthbound's really like a comedy though. Like funny things and bizarre things happen, but it's not doing jokes really. At least not often. It's kind of the situation. It's situational humor, and it's like, oh, this is bizarre, and we can find comedy within the nature of the game itself. Door. What an annoying knock. Oh, I was wondering what that was. Okay. My land. Who could be knocking at the door at this time of night? Answer it. See, like, I'm surprised that there wasn't a line there where the mom said, "Would you answer it? Isn't it weird that I'm making you, a child, answer the door in this scary situation?" One of these years. Landing left suddenly to deal with the sharks. That's all the same. It's almost like the genius guy who came up with this um, relocalization or whatever this is, this rewrite. It almost seems like, oh wait, it's kind of hard to to rewrite some of these lines because they're sort of perfect and so representative of the Earthbound experience. It's almost like the translators and localizers knew what they were doing. It's almost like this is a very smart game, which is sort of famous for a reason. This is probably my favorite Mother game, with Mother 3 and then the original. But I did play through, like, I do like them all a ton. I like the first one a lot, like so much so that I um, tried to play through that one entirely in Japanese. I like got in a physical cartridge. Uh, I made it about 3/4 of the way through. It's such a wonderful game, but uh, yeah. Um, They changed that a little bit. Hi, welcome to the stream. Yeah, so all three are really good. I've beaten EarthBound in Japanese entirely because, uh, well, for the record, the way I'm playing this is on the SD to SNES flash cart. But before that, I, you know, wanted to get a real cartridge, and they're super expensive. So I ended up buying the Japanese version and playing it through memory because I'd emulated it previously. So I just played through the entire Japanese game from memory, which can be kind of difficult because of the like item related uh, quests you have to do later in the game. But yeah, this game just has a really special place in my heart. And then Mother 3 is, I mean, they're all better than one another for various reasons. Like Mother 3 has the best narrative, followed by probably the original game and then Earthbound. Earthbound has like the best atmosphere, I feel, and maybe the best music, followed by the first one and then Mother 3. Um, I mean, the tone of the first one is perfect. The first one has some really like memorable moments that just stick in your brain more than any of the other ones. Like the guy who wants you to forget him so that you can pass out of Magicant. That is an amazing an amazing scene. I feel like all the Mother games have variations of that song. Oh, that's cool. I actually have a reproduction card of Mother 1 plus 2 around somewhere. Uh, I've not really played it much, though. I'm just waiting for more great script differences. This is not going well at all. Oh god, don't... Really? That's too bad. Looks like you got your head handed to you. Is that different? That just seemed like kind of an awkward line. Maybe I'm just realizing how bad the script originally was. That just seemed kind of weird, I don't know. The writing is just so strong in this game that I'm shocked. I'm just shocked that someone would attempt it. Well, hopefully we, can kind of get through these battles here and see more of the script. Maybe it'll win me over by the end. It looks like I don't know. Is there anything different in the battle menu? I don't think so, unless auto fight was changed from auto. Maybe it's about the only thing I can think of. Well, here with the N64 version of Mother 3, it would have definitely been a lot longer. I want to say that it had like almost twice the number of chapters or something like that. But at the same time, I remember reading that they were playing the N64 version uh, while they were making the Game Boy Advanced version of the game. So I feel like a lot of it got converted over, but there's stuff like the ruined on it that isn't in the game. And then if you even look at the cut content from the Game Boy Advance version of Mother 3 by going through like the files, a lot of stuff left out there too, including like Pokey dying and other weird elements. Like I don't know how much different it would be. I want to say though that the Game Boy Advance version is pretty representative of what the N64 version would have been. Nice. It would have just been nice to have it on the N64 because we probably would have ended up with a Mother 4, and now that's probably never going to happen. And also, the N64 needs some RPGs. I was too busy to investigate, but I heard a child's voice on the hilltop. I'm a busy man, but when I do a job, I do it well. See, that's... this is one of the weirdest lines in the game, and they didn't change it. I mean, it's kind of perfect. Oh yeah, that thing. I don't get why they changed that. The whole reason is that you're supposed to find out that he's a treasure hunter. Because that leads into the stuff with the Mani Mani statue. "12 chapters, okay. Thank you. Porky, I've been looking all over for you. You see, Porky got scared and ran away. Let's go home now. I wonder which one of us is real. Most of this is identical. Do you hear a buzzing that sounds like a bee flying around? I believe that's the same line, but just like explained more. Like I think originally it was just like, do you hear a buzzing or something like that? It'd be nice if I just had like the original script right next to me, and then we could check this on the fly. Here's in the future. Future all station. Nightmare Rock. I guess this is... oh, man. So, like I said, part of the idea behind this relocalization is that it's making it less quote-unquote pretentious. I don't know, like soliloquy like this kind of seems like something that should be removed if that's the case. I mean, I like it because I know what the game's doing, but if you think there's a problem with the game being too pretentious, then maybe you want to get rid of that. You're in that thing where you talk to animals again, aren't you? Mind sharing with the rest of us? Of your freaky brain powers. Okay, so I guess Buzz Buzz, no one else can hear Buzz Buzz this time. It's a bizarre extra change. Fine, I guess? But that's a weird change to make because the purpose of that line originally is that we're supposed to learn that Pokey's kind of a coward and isn't interested in being a hero because he's initially scared that, oh, I don't want to be one of those, heroes that Buzz Buzz mentions. We get a glimpse into where Pokey's character is going to go. Starman Jr. So this fight just plays itself out. I mean, when you go into EarthBound and you start messing with the text, I guess you kind of discover that, hey, a lot of this stuff is important. And I don't think the original line wasn't really even a joke. I mean, it was kind of humorous because Porky's whole thing at this point in the game is that he's just like a coward. But um, I mean, it also gives you that extra bit of foreshadowing into, by the end of the game, spoilers, he's unleashing like uh, I don't like a cosmic terror onto his former like best friend. It's going to destroy the universe. It's pure evil. He unleashes the embodiment of evil itself. We're seeing the seeds that will grow into where all these characters end up eventually. Everyone in madness if left unchecked. Okay. I mean, it's very possible that like I'm not entirely convinced that this isn't just someone like taking the piss, but at the same time, maybe the guy just didn't get Earthbound, and he's like, "Oh, I must be missing something." Oh yeah, can't you also? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Can't you like drag one of the animals over to the meteorite so it doesn't despawn and kind of get the routines off that way too? Rather a lot of money. I was much weaker than I thought. I mean that the script change is slightly different. It doesn't make it better. I don't know the motivation behind it. Mm, Diane's hard enough with all these interruptions. The interruptions. Okay. It's like it's like beating your head with a baseball bat. It's labeled the point. Like you get it. Again, there's like a humorous element in the original game, like Buzz keeps on like having an extra thing, like, oh, I'm gonna die. Oh wait, that reminds me. But it's subtle. This relocalizer is the enemy of subtlety. My favorite game of all time. That changes probably on a day-to-day basis. Um, I have favorite games that I own. Like my one of my favorite games that I own is Super Mario World for the NES, the Hummer Team Chinese demake. But like gameplay wise, obviously it's not like perfect or anything. Um, then there's Earthbound, which I really love. I called this my favorite game for a long time. But I don't know, like Mario 64, even Odyssey at this point is really high up there. Any of the is Melee, Smash Brothers Melee. Ooh, it's a loaded question. Woof woof. I'm Rafini the dog. Was only canine game designer. See the window showing HP on the screen. The window will flash. What can we get? Oh, we need that. I don't think there's anything else I can get. Because there's a better, yeah. Oh, I'm super excited for Smash Brothers Ultimate. That's all that's on my mind. Like, with the King K. Rool reveal, that's another game that is probably in my top 5 is Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, Ultimate is I'm crazy excited for that. Which way? I guess it's over this way a little bit more to get the free baseball cap. Ultimate is an embarrassment of riches. Someone really weird. Yep. But you traveling with you. Uh, how old is this guy? Maybe that's another line that the guy thought was too awkward. Because I think in the original he says something like, "I think I really like you," or "You know what I mean," something like that. And this one, I guess he's like 40 years old. I just assumed this was like a clubhouse of kids, or are we supposed to find it funny that that appears to be a kid, but he's like, but not. I don't know what to do with that one. Watch out. Is it always watch out? I thought it used to be look out. It doesn't matter. Guess we should probably beat some guys up for the. All right, skate punk. I'm not in good shape here at all. Thanks for stopping by. Get the lemonade. Oh, fruit juice. I didn't think it was lemonade. Fruit drink lemonade. I guess it's similar enough. Hmm. That's not good. Oh. Oh. It's also not good. Oh. It's alright. What a roller coaster of emotions. Hamburger. Gnosis? Um, you know what? I'm gonna go back to the house for two reasons. Reason A is to heal Ness. Reason B is because I wonder if they changed the cameraman dialogue. Maybe they thought the Fuzzy Pickles line was too pretentious or goofy or whatever. Whatever the issue is. Speaking of Ultimate, like, given the nature of the single player, just from what we've kind of been able to glean so far, I would really like to see some EarthBound single player stuff in there. I'm sure we'll get it because Lucas, at the very least, is an unlockable character. I'm pretty sure Ness is going to be too, from what we've found out. So, like, if they make exclusive stages for single player, like it seems they are, I'd love to see some EarthBound representation. Photographic Genius. I hope they kept that one. Well, it's time. Oh, next. Time for a stupid photograph. Okay. So get it, like, um, the character shows up, and isn't that kind of annoying that they would do that? Commenting on the ridiculousness of something within a game doesn't make it any better. And in fact, maybe it makes it worse. Like, can't wait to hear that same line repeated over and over again. Oh, isn't it kind of irritating that I show up at these times? Oh boy. The character is not really even that intrusive, and it all pays off at the end anyway. In a way, I love this though, because it is the Tommy Wiseau effect of video game script changes. Okay, I wonder if I can maybe buy the bracelet now. I'm gonna guess I can. I think that's enough. Or I'm like one off. Let's see. No, I think it was like 98. Yeah. One over. Okay. So we can go fight the sharks and see what hilarious brand new dialogue they've created. I also find it interesting that the patch describes Etoy as smarmy. I never really got that from it. Okay, I kind of want to fight some more guys before proceeding, but oh, there they are now. Oh well, there's a few in here we can fight. Okay, that's all I know. Okay. I mean, this isn't exactly a laugh-a-minute romp. I don't know if that's what they were intending. It kind of hurts my stomach in a way. Like, Like this, he's like adding another thing on to the end of it. It's what's it the equivalent of? It's like the equivalent of those retweets where they basically restate the same thing, but devoid of the humor and the subtlety of the original comment that was being made. Because again, and even there, like, there's always a misunderstanding involved too. In that, the original line, I'm so confident that I, give advice to my enemies. It doesn't make sense to follow that up with, "There's no way that could disadvantage me," because the idea is that the skate punk realizes that that would put him at a disadvantage, but he's so confident he doesn't care. He thinks he can win anyway. I mean, it just seems like even these minor characters are getting kind of trampled all over by the retranslation here. Oh, I should have hit yes so I could have seen if they changed that line. Because it's a famous one. Okay. That was a risky move. Let's see if Frank's different for some reason. Like, I don't think this would be a way to introduce someone to EarthBound. Because I feel like it comes through too strongly. Like what is happening. That someone will, oh, the game, people enjoy this, it feels like it's talking down to me. Okay, so again, the different it's just like a different, I don't know, an approach to the writing entirely, maybe. Like, okay, I guess it's strange that they changed so little while changing so much. Some of the lines are just wholesale taken from the original, and then you have stuff like that where it's missing like the original intention entirely. Like, the original is a little tongue-in-cheek joke about the nature of silent protagonists in RPGs, where he keeps on asking, "Oh, please, you gotta at least tell me your name." But here it's like, "I'm gonna put your name on a tombstone because you'll be dead." Get it? Oh, I think someone's approaching. Home. Second. Ugh. I'm streaming this game. No, Dingus is not here anymore. The Dumbus is not here. He wanted to be going. He played some like Mega Man X. I told him that we probably weren't.
What did he say?
He said, what did he say? Oh, well, I said that I'd. Sure. I was like, I'm gonna beat this and then I'm gonna quit the stream, I guess. Probably. What? You didn't realize I said? I think I said that. I will be done in a second. Alright. Oh, shoot. That's the wrong button. Don't do that. I think I got out of it. Okay. So we'll take care of this real quick and then wrap it up. As long as I can get some like fairly consistent hits, this is usually not a problem at all. There we go. That probably. Oh, oh. And there we go. Wow, that's a pretty low level to beat this encounter, actually. It's pretty good. Again, this is not a better. This is not rewritten to be better. It just kind of makes the character seem less interested in the fact that they lost. Okay. I mean, there's a few problems there. I don't know if it's worth getting into. Anyway. One Piece. Tom, what are you doing here? Yeah, so I guess just briefly to describe some of the issues there is that it portrays Frank in like a totally different light, and like the idea of getting the key from the mayor is that we beat up the sharks and now they no longer are terrorizing the streets. It'd be really weird to say, "Hey, mayor, the boss of the sharks sent me here." That'd be kind of bizarre. Okay, who made this? I mean, I guess I could look it up quick. And this might be a, future streaming material. Maybe we'll go through this whole thing and deconstruct it. But I can't find it off the top of my head right now. Okay. So overall, I mean, I don't have a problem with people trying stuff like this. I guess it is a little bit audacious, a little bit pretentious to kind of go in there and think I can fix this classic. I can fix Shakespeare. I mean, this isn't Shakespeare level, but like you get the idea. So we'll be returning to this some other time. But thanks everyone for like stopping by just for this quick stream of EarthBound game, and we'll pick it up some other time. See ya.